Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to 365 Days of Love and Miracles with A Course in Miracles. My name is Arlene Geres, and I am so glad that you are here. Please remember to listen right until the very end, because we have a special treat for you. And if you enjoyed today's video, please click like and subscribe down below, because this helps others to find us on YouTube. Today's lesson is lesson number 356. This is our sixth lesson under the section, What Am I? We are asked to read this section every day before we read the lesson. So let's do that now. This section starts with a prayer, so if you would like to close your eyes, I'm going to read that now. I am God's Son, complete and healed and whole, shining in the reflection of His love. In me is His creation sanctified and guaranteed eternal life. In me is love perfected, fear impossible, and joy established without opposite. I am the holy home of God Himself. I am the heaven where His love resides. I am His holy sinlessness itself, for in my purity abides His own. Our use for words is almost over now, yet in the final days of this 1 year we gave to God together, you and I, we found a single purpose that we shared, and thus you joined with me, so that what I am are you as well. The truth of what we are is not for words to speak of nor describe, yet we can realize our function here, and words can speak of this and teach it too, if we exemplify the words in us. We are the bringers of salvation. We accept our part as saviors of the world, which through our joint forgiveness is redeemed. And this, our gift, is therefore given us. We look on everyone as brother and perceive all things as kindly and as good. We do not seek a function that is past the gate of heaven. Knowledge will return when we have done our part. We are concerned only with giving welcome to the truth. Ours are the eyes through which Christ's vision sees a world redeemed from every thought of sin. Ours are the ears that hear the voice for God proclaim the world as sinless. Ours the minds that join together as we bless the world. And from the oneness that we have attained, we call to all our brothers, asking them to share our peace and consummate our joy. We are the holy messengers of God who speak for Him, and carrying His word to everyone whom He has sent to us, we learn that it is written on our hearts, and thus our minds are changed about the aim for which we came and which we seek to serve. We bring glad tidings to the Son of God who thought He suffered. Now is He redeemed, and as He sees the gate of heaven stand open before Him, He will enter in and disappear into the heart of God. Let's talk about it. Do you accept that you are a holy messenger of God? We've been practicing these lessons for almost a whole year now. This is what the Course has slowly but slowly, day after day, been bringing us towards accepting that we are God's mighty messengers. We are undercover agents meant to bring God's love everywhere that we go. We are the holy messengers of God. We speak for God. This is an incredible assignment, my friends. How can someone as lowly as I speak for God? First of all, I want to be sure to be diligent in my practice. I want to make sure that I start my day by reading or listening to the day's lesson, by spending some time in meditation. I get right with God and I get right with myself. I say my morning prayer, Dear God, please give me your mind to think, give me your ears to hear, give me your eyes to see, give me your words to speak, and give me your heart to love. When I do that, I can be confident that I am truly sharing God's love everywhere I go. I am happy to accept my assignment as God's mighty messenger of love. No longer do we accept the goals of the ego. No longer do we think that our purpose here on earth is to get the perfect education, get the perfect job, get the perfect partner, get the perfect house, get the perfect car, get the perfect children, get the perfect dog, live in the perfect place. While these things can certainly bring us happiness, they are always temporary. Happiness only comes from within. What we have inside of us is what we project out onto the world. When we accept that, we accept that our only job in these earth bodies is to wake up to the truth of who we are and to share that truth with everyone that we meet. We particularly notice when one of God's children is suffering, and we bring God's message of love to these people. We share the truth that no one is left out of God's love. Every single one of us is God's beautiful, beloved child. And as we do this, we enter into heaven with all of our brothers and all of our sisters, where we're going to enter in and disappear into the heart of God. Wow, what a beautiful thought. I had a conversation with a beautiful friend who is struggling yesterday, and in her conversation, she is really resisting these ideas. She is afraid that she literally will disappear. She is afraid that she is going to be taken over and become like a zombie. The ego in some of us is just that incredibly strong. It does not want to let go. It tells us that if we disappear into the heart of God, then that we will be nothing. We will cease to exist. And yet the opposite is true. What is going to happen is that we are going to discover the fullness, the joy, and the beauty and the goodness of who we are. The thinking of the ego will gradually lose its grip on us until it no longer exists at all. I don't know if I'm going to reach that in this lifetime, but I'm sure pointing in that direction. If you have stuck with these lessons for this long, you clearly are too. Let's take a look at lesson 356. Sickness is but another name for sin. Healing is but another name for God. The miracle is thus a call to Him. If you would like to close your eyes, I'll read today's prayer, then we'll discuss it, and we'll read it one more time at the end of the lesson. Father, you promised you would never fail to answer any call your Son might make to you. It does not matter where he is, what seems to be his problem, nor what he believes he has become. He is your Son, and you will answer him. The miracle reflects your love, and thus it answers him. Your name replaces every thought of sin. And who is sinless cannot suffer pain. Your name gives answer to your Son, because to call your name is but to call his own. Let's talk about it. I love hearing about near-death experiences in which people almost always describe this the most profound feeling of love. Love that is beyond anything that any of us that are able to experience here on this earth. The most fascinating story is from Anita Moorjani. You can find her YouTube videos, you can read her book. Anita was dying. She had terminal cancer. She was on the operating table, and she literally died. When she came back into her body, she was completely healed of cancer. The doctors could not believe it. Her husband could not believe it. Her friends could not believe it. But she was able to believe it. She was told when she had that near-death experience that she needed to come back into her body and share this message that she was completely healed. There are many other stories like that. We have been studying for 356 days. In the very beginning, we learned to see that our perception was the problem. This table is not real. This chair is not real. The Course was trying to help us see that my perception is always the problem. What is going on inside of me is what I project out onto the world. If I am projecting love, I will have love come back to me. If I am projecting fear, fear will come back to me. If I am constantly living in a state of fear, as so many people are, we call it anxiety these days. It's a huge problem. It's probably the number one problem that clients come to see me for. If we're living in this anxiety, chemicals, stress hormones are coursing through our bodies, and these stress hormones will eventually cause sickness of many different kinds. It could be cancer, it could be heart disease, it could be an autoimmune disease. In any case, we want to recognize that these fear hormones are extremely powerful as an extra incentive for us to move from the thinking of the ego to the thinking of God. When we accept that healing is another name for God, we will turn to Him anytime that we think that we need healing of any kind. Healing always happens in our minds, and often our body heals along with it. If you would like to close your eyes, I'll read today's prayer. Read it one more time. to finish today's lesson. Father, you promised you would never fail to answer any call your son might make to you. It does not matter where he is, what seems to be his problem, nor what he believes he has become. He is your son, and you will answer him. The miracle reflects your love, and thus it answers him. Your name replaces every thought of sin. And who is sinless cannot suffer pain. Your name gives answer to your son, because to call your name is but to call his own. Sickness is but another name for sin. Healing is but another name for God. The miracle is thus a call to him. Thanks so much for listening right until the end, my friends. If you enjoyed today's video, please share the love. Tell someone about these videos. Encourage them to start at lesson 1 and only do 1 lesson a day. Are you ready for our special treat? Beautiful people. And here is the morning sunrise from beautiful Mexico. Wherever you are, I hope that you are having the most wonderful day ever. Look at this sunrise. Oh my goodness. I love you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Sickness is but another name for sin. Healing is but another name for God. The miracle is thus a call to him. Call on God all day long, my friends, and accept the healing for yourself.